If we're looking at what they're teaching about in universities across the country and the idea of the University of Central Florida creating a new planning school, what are they going to be teaching there? This is a model they could go to. One of the design principles is the walkability, is the connectivity of the community. You start with the ability to walk. Probably the two immediate examples locally would be Celebration and Baldwin Park. Each neighborhood is based on a quarter-mile walking distance, or a radius of a quarter-mile, the maximum. And then less than a mile to the village center, so that we could be completely walkable and a fully connected path network to the village center from each of the neighborhoods. The master plan for the community to be organized around a nucleus, which is the village center. That each neighborhood oriented around that village center is essentially like a cell. It has its own focal point, its own sense of place, its own character. Recognizing the support to the university types of business and research, we have included a significant job center in terms of the village center and essentially a employment neighborhood. And that creates over 2 million square feet of office and research space within the community itself. A key component of mobility and transit related to Rybolt Park is the connection to the university. There's two important connections with the university. One is to the university itself, but the second is to the transit center at the university. It opens up a larger transit network within Orange County and the region. But one of the key points here is that to create that connection, we have a crossing over the Econ, which is a bridge crossing over the Econ-Lockahatchee River. That crossing is a very limited crossing. It allows for two auto lanes, essentially a two-lane road, with a center lane dedicated for transit bus use and what ultimately may be in the future. And we open all sorts of technologies to allow transit to occur. But ultimately a dedicated lane, and then one additional lane that is dedicated for a multi-purpose path and pedestrian connection. So what you see is a multimodal bridge, not a conventional four-lane auto bridge, but really to make a connection between the village center in Rybolt Park and the transit hub at the University of Central Florida. And that the village center itself will have parking structure within the village center as a transit hub for those residents, not encouraging development and growth further to the east, but really making a westward movement for them to capture the connectivity and the job creation that's going to occur around the university and support that with transit. In Rybolt Park's case, of the original ranch, they're only using less than 35% of the property. The rest is in conservation and open space and parks and buffers and those types of things that will make it an extraordinary place. So at the core of Rybolt Park is increasing the intensity of development that doesn't have to look bad. One of the things you want to do is nourish your community. You want to nourish them culturally and from a civic perspective and a social perspective, but in Rybolt Park we're taking it to another step. We're integrating a series of community gardens and a community farm within the overall plan. So when you drive down Lake Pickett Road, what you'll see if you're heading to the west along Lake Pickett Road, what you'll see on your right-hand side will be that community farm. That community farm will create a source of food, a sustainable support to the community in terms of food to the restaurants, to the residents. It can be participated in by the residents, become an educational component of the community. So you begin to nourish the community, not just in what you're growing there, but in what you do with it and how it interacts and interfaces with the community itself. The type of concepts that are being built into this master plan is to create a stormwater system that uses our stormwater internally and allows the water that has to come off the property according to state and agency requirements and water management district requirements to be cleaner than it comes off the property today, but no more than what comes off the property today. One of the important principles is energy conservation within Rybolt Park, and to do that means we're stepping to a new level and new standards in our direction for the project itself. One is that we want to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and the use of fossil fuels. Hence, we want to limit the use of the personal automobile. The idea that you can leave your car in your garage and you can get around the community without having to drive your car. The next level is we're looking at how do we include alternate energy resources into the project, such as photovoltaic cells and energy conservation and other types of things, technologies, new technologies, some of them that we don't know today, that would be allowed in the project that might not otherwise be allowed in the project. The key there is that this project can be built out over a 20-year period. And so there are going to be better technologies than we have today to use to create energy and create energy within the project itself as opposed to relying on energy sources outside the project. This is an evolution of town planning and taking the best of what we learned in Baldwin Park and other projects we've done of this nature and taking it to a higher level. Raising the standard on development, which is one of the things that the family felt was important as they wanted to create a legacy, and one way to do that is raise the standards on development and the character and nature of the community itself.